First up, karaoke. What's that? We're live? Oh, hi. I did not know. Guys, that's what being live is all about. Usually I get a countdown, but I didn't get it this week. Welcome to FRIGID Fridays. We are rolling with the punches as always. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all safe and happy and healthy. We're going to kick the show off. I'm Lucy Pohl. Our first segment is the karaoke segment with Terry Jackson. Enjoy.
Did you ever hear a story all about the two-ply family? There's Cottonelle, the debutante, little sister Lulu, and Big Daddy. Won't you come on, folks? Won't you sit a spell? Daddy's gonna take you straight to hell. Ain't that the cutest toilet paper rolls that ever you did see? It's the two-plies, Coronet County.
It's certainly a beautiful morning here in the vineyard. This season's dingleberries are looking particularly plump. Oh, good morning there, Mr. Hummingbird. Did my air of rosiness attract your pointy nostril? Well, you'll find no sweet nectar here, only the honeyed scent of optimism. As you see, I do believe I've met myself someone special. Why, I hear crying. Big Daddy, is that you?
Oh, Cottonelle, you found me here, sobbing like a baby into this glass of our secret recipe two-ply wine. This was your mother's favorite vintage, but now its only palate is the salty taste of my own tears. Lavinda, how I miss you.
Oh, dear Father, your grief exposed makes me feel highly uncomfortable. We all miss Mama, something terrible. Why, she was supposed to present me at my cotillion, but now she's gone forever.
Oh, simple Cottonelle, sweet girl, my anguish transcends all emotion. I feel utterly alone, a sorrow akin to the great isolation suffered by them who flushed before. In some ways, I do envy our makers.
Oh, my goodness. Big Daddy, please don't say such awful things. Your daughters are here by your side, and good things are afoot. Why, just yesterday, sassafras, I met a gentleman at the graveyard while Lulu and I was tidying up Mama's tombstone. So handsome. He asked if he may come a-calling on me sometime. Big Daddy, love is in the air.
You met a fella? My eldest daughter finally found someone. Your dear mother and I given up hope.
Well, okay. His name is Scott Kirkland.
Scott Kirkland of the Riverboat Casino Kirklands.
Yes, Daddy, exactly. He's so very handsome.
The Kirkland family is nothing but reprobates, liars, and cheats. This is how you cheer your broken old daddy. With news you wooed our sworn enemy. Cottonelle, you've smeared our family's name a nutty brown. Leave my side.
No, Daddy, that's not the case. He's nice.
Away with your treachery. Never speak Scott Kirkland's name again.
Oh, Daddy, no. For flush's sake, Lulu, watch yourself.
Sheesh, what's torn her crease? My dear youngest daughter, could you kindly remove the knife your big sister left in my back? Seriously, our family is like way dramatic. Oh, tender Lulu. As usual, your dry witticisms roll off the tongue like a vintage dingleberry Merlot. Nonetheless, your sister has colluded with our enemies. He seemed kind of fancy, if you ask me. But I got better news, Big Daddy. Something that will definitely cheer you up. Lay it on me, Sugarfoot. Well, while Cottonelle was bringing shame to our family, I had the most amazing visit from... From who, little one? Well, from Mama. Lulu, is this real? Yes, Big Daddy. Her ghost told me evils are headed to Coronet County. Please don't be mad at me. I swear it happened. I'm not mad, but I do need some time to think on this news. Wait, so you believe me? I do indeed, but please tell no one else of this. Now, leave your old daddy to sit alone in his contemplation. All right, I'll keep our secret safe, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this mystery. I love you, Big Daddy. Oh, my precocious Lulu. No doubt you will sniff out a conspiracy, and I love you too. Mayhaps I need remind you and Cottonelle that more often. Farewell, Lulu. Oh, my dearly departed Lavinda, your daughters certainly possess your fire. One's a courting mine enemy, the other prescient in the most disturbing manner. If only you'd borne me boys a few beatings, learn them how to shoot a rifle, I can raise sons. Daughters, lost without you. But this ominous news from Lulu. My wife, have you returned? Oh, Jumbo, you foolish old man, thinking as ever with your heart instead of your brain. What have you done? Have you tempted powers of which you never should have digressed? Has my toying with the dark arts beckoned evil to the vineyards? Wait, I smell petunias. Lavinda, is that you?
But of course, dear husband. Who were you expecting?
In New York, the arts contribute nearly $120 billion to the state.
In New York, the arts support over 480,000 jobs.
The arts add over $800 billion to the U.S. economy every year.
That's more than the entire transportation industry combined.
The airline industry got $25 billion from the CARES Act.
I vote in New York.
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 I vote in New York. I vote in the state of New York.
I'm a native New Yorker, and I vote in New York.
Help artists survive COVID-19.
So that we can help New York's economy get back on its feet.
Kirsten Gillibrand.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Be an arts hero.
Hey everybody, this is Clay McLeod Chapman, and I am the creator of the Pumpkin Pie Show. Now, this pandemic has hit our community hard. If you could, please consider becoming a patron of Frigid New York. Please join us at whatever level you can afford. There's no need to break the bank on this one. You'll get cool rewards like Penguin merch or an invite to our virtual happy hours and drinks plus tickets once the shows reopen. All you need to do is go to patreon.com/Frigid New York to support indie theater and the real people who make it. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
And we are back. We are back. We are back. In fact, that first segment you saw was not karaoke. I don't know if you figured that out on your own. If you didn't, I'm here to break the very sad news to you. That was not karaoke. But on the bright side, you got to see Dandy Darkley's Two Plies. So it's a win-win for everyone. What else has been going on? Nothing, really. The debate happened last night. We found out that Donald Trump is the least racist person in a room with no other people in it. We also found out he's not Abraham Lincoln. Woo! I was confused there for a minute. And he knows a thing or two about wind. And I'm pretty sure he was talking about farts. Yes, farts, breaking wind. His specialty, fart jokes. Never go out of style, guys. During the election year, fart jokes are truly the only thing that we can rely on to get us through this tough time. It was another nice day in New York City today. On a little more of a solemn side, the Strand bookstore is not doing well. So if you care about books, maybe, donate or something. Speaking of which, become a patron of Frigid New York's Patreon. It's also a win-win situation. You get Penguin merch, and that's more than you get from anything else in life, really. Penguin merch, the most amazing merch you could have. You get cool deals. You get access to stuff. You get videos. You can have access to the artists, to the people that make it all happen. Do it. You won't be sorry. There's different membership levels. And you can cancel if you can't afford it anymore. So that's it. That's all that I have to say at this moment. I think we should keep the show going. Delicious and nutritious, as always. Frigid Fridays. We're going to keep it going with Funny Women of a Certain Age. One of my favorite shows happens here at the Crane every week, live in a new spot Wednesdays. Get your tickets at frigid.nyc. And we're going to hear from Carol. She's going to tell us all about funny women of a certain age. Enjoy.
Very quickly, for the people who don't know what the show is about, I created Funny Women of a Certain Age a little over 3 years ago. I was tired of the fact that there was only one woman on the show. And honestly, the real reason is I just really wanted to work with my friends. It's been a wonderful success. The Crane Theater, which we're working in right now, was the first venue to get what we were doing. And that has turned into a 3-year residency. And so we love the Crane Theater. Please support the Crane Theater. I know probably some of you are looking now and you're heckling, but I can't hear you, so we can't engage. Yeah? I know you want to do that. So please support the Crane. Thank you for buying tickets.
Oh my God. Well, because we're in cyberspace all the time,
everything is online. Everything is on digital. I am on social media. I'm on social media all the time. I'm on social media so much, I think I'm a Russian robot. Social media is like very strange. It's all about numbers and your branding. Your branding. The first time someone asked me, "What's your brand?" I said, "Newports."
This is where I have a special affinity because this is where everything happened for Funny Women of a Certain Age. It's like everything starts small, and it's like this small little place where everything happened, so that we were eventually able to go to the Bell House and have a Showtime special. So I am just
no. So it's nice though. It's nice to stand up and do this. I can't complain that I've had the worst time. Luckily I haven't been alone because I'm married. So it's nice that I have someone that's been there for me and to support me and love me and let me know if I'm breathing too loud and things like that. So it's nice. I mean,
so my husband and I, we have a no spanking policy. Okay, we are a no spanking family. Not a no spanking couple. Marriage is so long, right? We don't.
The police would show up eventually, and they'd be like, "Dude, there's still blood on this floor." And my husband would say, "But I mopped." The cop would respond, "Yeah, man, but you gotta get like on your hands and knees if you really want to clean a floor." He said, "Just like my wife." Yeah. So don't worry, my husband is not gonna kill me. He's not gonna kill me because if I don't plan the thing, it doesn't happen.
God, this is what
I love my
When we talk about menopause is men on pause. You're like, I don't give a shit. You're on pause. Men are on pause. They used to be everything. Now they're on pause. Got a dick hanging out. Breathe in and breathe out, and we will close with one New York City mantra. I love New York. Breathe in, breathe out. I just hate myself.
Woo! I hope you enjoyed this. Please tell your friends. We're going to do this every Wednesday at 7:30. We're having a rotating cast. We can only do I'm sure people are wondering because some of you have actually seen the show live. The reason we're only doing 3 is we usually have a third comedian, but we're trying to keep it as small as possible for the safety of everybody in the room. I want to thank. Hopefully, we will do this with you in mind, and we will have people and an actual audience. But thank you for listening. Thanks for laughing from your home. Good night. Thank you.
Hello, and we're back. Hoping you enjoyed all of that thoroughly. This week I did a Zoom comedy show and we got Zoom bombed. Yes, Zoom bombing is still happening. I thought that was so 4 months ago. A naked man waving an England flag Zoom bombed us and was singing a weird Brexit song. It truly proved to us that we are living through Groundhog Day. Zoom bombing is still a thing. In the same week that Jeffrey Toobin was caught exposing himself to his colleagues at CNN and The New Yorker, someone jerking off in a CNN segment is probably the best reporting CNN has done in years. Ha! Just kidding. What else? I just tweeted, please save the Strand bookstore, and someone tweeted back, you may want to do some research on its current owner. And so I did, and apparently the current owner petitioned for Amazon bookstores to be banned and then subsequently bought millions of Amazon shares. What are you going to do? Blame the books? No. We love books, and this has nothing to do with the next segment, but that is my speciality, irreverent segues. Thank you. The next segment coming to you tonight is last week's show of This Week in Reparations, one of the best shows to have come out of the pandemic, one of the most important, timely, current, and interesting shows. This Week in Reparations always has amazing segments and guests on. They cover all the important topics. So we're going to check out what they were up to last week. And then, of course, this week's show is on tonight at 8 o'clock, right after us. So let's go see what they were cooking up last week.
Woo! I love them people. I love them people. I come from such a beautiful family that has taught me how to make things work, even when it seems impossible. So for that, I am endlessly grateful. And I hope that this video that highlighted our joy and how we constantly return to joy, I hope it makes you joyful, and I hope it helps you. Now, I would like to introduce my effervescent mentor and inspirational Instagram chef, because he be cooking, Kevin R. Free. Where you at? Kim?
Oh, I'm here. Here I am. Let me fix this so that you're not seeing the bottom of my. What is going on there? Okay, doesn't matter. Hey. Hi.
Hi.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Did you go to DC to film that for this show?
Yes, I was in DC last week at my aunt's wedding, and I was like, I want to do something special. And
you were in the room with them and everything?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I want to go see my family.
I know. We all came together just to see my aunt get married, and
Yeah.
I snagged them all. I was like, so you're doing an interview? I showed up at my grandmother's house 9 o'clock at night. She said, Child, you showed up at my house this time of night? And then you got her makeup like, Child, what she gonna be this day?
Oh, I love those people so much. I loved seeing them. I loved seeing where you came from. I love that. So as you know, every week I do a little segment called This Week in Reparations, and sometimes I'm prepared for it and sometimes I'm not. But I was really happy that you were hosting the show this week so that I could focus on you for This Week in Reparations. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I want you to answer them honestly. The first question is, you referred to me as this in your intro of me. How do you refer to me when you talk about me?
My mentor.
Uh-huh. And before I asked you to host the show, when was the last time we had communicated?
I think it was one of our birthdays. Maybe an Instagram comment.
Okay. All right. But about career stuff. Ooh, it's been a long time.
At the PAC on 42nd Street by that theater, underneath that theater, but now that PAX is gone. So it was some time ago.
It was some time ago. That's right. And so I just sort of, I wanted to say, when Ares and I created the Reparations Show, the one time that I hosted the show, I talked a lot about how, as a queer Black playwright, sometimes I forget how to comfort Black women or how to represent them, or I'm not representing them well in my work, and that my journey towards reparations is repairing my relationships with Black women. In particular, because I lost my mother when I was 6, and I think a lot of my abandonment issues come to the fore in my work, because I miss her and I talk about missing her, but often it comes out as I'm angry in some of the plays that I have written, angry at Black women. And I just really am on a journey to change that, and to also just really be intentional about the ways in which I interact with Black women, all Black women. And so I was excited that you were hosting so that I could say to you that I've been a terrible mentor, and I apologize for not being on top of you every week about what you're doing with your career. Now, I watch you on Insta. I watch your joy. I watch, you've been doing tell us about the motivational and the self-care workshops that you've been teaching.
Yes, so I have a collective called Creators of Color Collective.
Yeah.
And our mission is to create safe spaces for artists of color to come together and get to work, to heal themselves, and to be better actors. So a few months ago, I did a 3-part workshop series called Built to Thrive. And the first week was all about self-care. And we had an interfaith minister and a mental health coach come in, and they spoke to artists about how to, like we said, maintain joy, or how to just heal themselves, especially with this crazy year. The second week was all about the industry. So we brought in Black managers, Black casting directors, to really give them the rundown on what they need to see and what's necessary in this industry in order to continue to thrive. And the last week was an open mic, and we gave artists the platform to get up and perform and share their work. So
I love that.
I need my community, and I try my best to advocate for them and create spaces where they can shine and better themselves just like I want to.
And is there a website for?
There's not a website, because to be honest, I don't feel like paying for one yet, but I'm about to invest in it. I put the money aside.
Let's talk after the show so we can talk about how to make that investment.
Yeah.
And say the name of the organization again, of your company.
Creators of Color Collective, and I will type it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Morgan, it's Creators of Color Collective. If people Google it, will they be able to find you or find anything?
They'll be able to find the Instagram page.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great. So there it is on the screen for everybody. And what is the Instagram handle?
Creators of Color Collective.
And that's it right there. Oh, good. Great. So Morgan, you see that, you can put that up there anytime. Another way that I've failed as a mentor is I realized that tonight that you pronounce your name
Loren.
I feel when I heard you say it, I thought, oh my God, oh man, I'm the worst.
No.
So I am really, I'm even more excited about your name now that I know that I can pronounce it like it's French.
Yes.
Laurent. Oui, Laurent.
Bougie. Give me all.
I'm I am the king of the bougie. As a
I
matter of fact.
know.
I
This is
can't.
like my mentor.
This is why you were like, I remember when I got the email from someone saying, Loren F. Walker is looking for a mentor. Are you interested in talking to her? And I said, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, okay. And then, but what I said back was, she needs to know that I'm bougie. So
Yeah.
if that's going to be a problem, then she might need to find another mentor.
You were perfect. I
So,
knew it. I just knew it. First sandwich date. I knew it.
Well, so okay, so what we have to do now is establish a set time bi-weekly, so that's every other week.
Okay.
For us to check in. We just have to figure that out and do it. And the check-in can be FaceTime like we did yesterday. The check-in can be texts. And also, I need you to know that I will be there for you if you need me.
Thank you.
I mean, shortly after we met, I think I started to solidify my persona as Uncle Kevin to many of the people that I work with who are younger than you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm much better now at the quick check-ins than I was back then.
Yes, and I'm much better now at reaching out. So it is not all on you, because sometimes I have this thing where I'm like, I can do it and I'm gonna figure it out, and I don't need people. But as I've grown, I'm just like, you know, it's okay to reach out and be like, help, you know, it's okay. So it isn't all on you.
Well, okay. That's not anymore. Not anymore. Now that I've apologized, it can't be all on me.
It's not at all.
But I mean, not to absolve myself at all. But you should know that I want to spend time with you. I want to watch you grow. I watch you on Instagram. I appreciate you so much already. So know that even if we don't see each other in the physical realm, that we will always be seeing each other in this virtual realm. And the number of people who reach out to me who ask me for things, and I just know that they're not all people that I love like I love you. So you should know that you can reach out to me. I in no way want to replace all those beautiful people that we just saw in that beautiful documentary. In no shape, or form. But I want you to know that I am here for you. And also, I want to thank you so hard for hosting the show tonight. For bringing your family. I think you're the first person one other person brought family, but not as many family members as you did to the show. So it's the first time that we've had this big family element on the show. And I'm excited to see what our next video as well. So I think I'm done talking to you. I'm going to go cry in the corner and eat my salad. My salad that I showed you in my stainless steel bowl.
With the croissant.
Yeah.
Y'all need to, y'all don't know already, Kevin is a master chef. Like, please follow his Instagram and look at all his bougie plates on his red plates. You know how he likes his red plates, okay? Go follow him, because I'm constantly inspired. This man knows the difference between a chop and a julienne. Okay? Like, one of those.
I've learned things. Anyway, thank you. This ain't about me. It's about you. And now, Lauren, not Lauren, because there's no Lauren. It's Loren.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't even talking to you. I was talking to Morgan. Morgan, take me out of here.
Hi, my name is Alexandra D'Souza, and if you are one of the thousands of people that came to see the reading of my show, which is based on my Facebook series, Reince Priebus Tried, and Other Tales from the White House, or if you went to the Frigid Festival, or you've seen any of the fantastic independent theater that Frigid New York supports, well, we would like you to become a bigger part of the community. And it's really easy. You can join our Patreon at any level. And if you do, you could end up with some fabulous perks, such as exclusive Penguin merch, or you could get invites to our virtual happy hours, Or you could get tickets and drinks at shows when we reopen. I said when we reopen, because this will not last forever. Things will open up again. I promise. I swear. It's really easy. All you have to do is go to patreon.com. That is Patreon/Frigid New York, all one word, to support fantastic, independent theater and the people who make it. Thank you. Go do it right now. And wash your hands.
Hello, hello, hello. Did you know that you should not use a hard-boiled egg as a toothpick? Toothpick? See, that was a lesson on how comedy works, or doesn't. You fuck one little thing up, and the whole thing goes down the drain. So I'll try that toothpick hard-boiled egg joke again next week when you've forgotten about it. It's a great joke. It's not my own. Okay, relax. I didn't come up with it. A comedian from Germany from the 20s, Kai Feinstein, came up with that joke. He is dead, so it's okay to steal his material. All right. On a happier note, we have Caitlin back. Caitlin has been on the show before. Caitlin is an amazing chef, and Caitlin is part of the Thrifty Spice. And Caitlin, I'm going to see how many times I can say her name before I introduce her. Caitlin is making a French omelet for us. How delicious is that? Who doesn't like an omelet? Who doesn't like French people? To be fair, a lot of people don't. But I love French omelets, and I can't wait to find out how to make one. Let's go to Caitlin. Let's find out, and let's get ready to eat. We're all going to Caitlin's house after this.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin Reeder. I am the host of the Thrifty Spice on YouTube. If you care to, wow, you know what? I just noticed I have a clip in my hair because I tried to get all fancy for you tonight. Look what happens after I have a couple of martinis. Anyway, oh, I think I have another one. That's hilarious. Let's just forget that ever happened. So you guys, we're here in my kitchen. We're here in Ridgewood, Queens. I got to thinking recently because, you know, everything's been just fucking depressing lately. The reason I got into cooking was because it brought me the most immense joy imaginable. Because when I was going through the worst time of my life, well, at the time when I was 16 years old, when my parents were splitting up, I watched Julia Child for the first time on a screen, and she made a French omelet. And I was like, that seems just like the most fun time in the entire world. So I remember going into my kitchen at the time at my grandpa's house and practicing, and it was just so fun. And that is how I learned to cook. And now I'm 27 and living in New York City, and I bake for a living, and I wouldn't have it any other way, even though it is really hard. But I'm just rambling because I've had some martinis, I think. So I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But guys, so what you need to make a French omelet is really rather simple. And it's kind of miraculous how this works because it kind of requires nothing, but nothing turns into something brilliant, and just it's fun and easy and quick. So you'll need a mixing bowl. You'll need some butter, okay? Butter, yes. I know we're afraid of it, but just use it. It's freaking amazing. Some chopped up Italian parsley, salt and pepper, and of course you will need eggs. And the reason why this omelet is so miraculous is because it cooks in less than 30 seconds. I know. And this is really what drew me in as a 16-year-old watching her make this, because I was like, well, how is that possible? I thought it takes like several minutes to cook these eggs, and they're rubbery and overcooked, and you know, that's just how I'm used to eating eggs. I think that's how Most Americans are used to eating eggs, so making this, it's a very light and fluffy and delicate kind of omelet, and it's just so special and cooked in really hot butter. It's awesome. It's just so fun, and I'm going to show you how to make it. It really is great. All right, guys, so I've got a little mixing bowl right here, and the perfect omelet requires about 2 to 3 eggs. So crack it. I'm just gonna demonstrate this with 2 eggs. I really think that makes the perfect omelet for serving one person. Crack another. Now you can use a wire whip. Like so, just, you know, go in that sort of motion. But honestly, guys, I always, 9 times out of 10, use a fork. Well, probably 10 times out of 10, because I can't be bothered. You just want to, you know, break it up a little bit. Add a few grains of pepper or just a dash of pepper, some salt. Always salt and pepper to taste. I never really give you the measurements of how much salt and pepper you need, but just to taste, guys, you know? And then actually, okay, so Julia Child does this thing where she adds about a ½ teaspoon of water. It kind of sounds weird, but it actually lightens it up and just gives the omelet a really, really nice texture. So I've been doing that ever since. Okay, so here's how it goes. I'm gonna move us to my stove. Oh, I also forgot to mention, you're gonna need a pan that's about, a non-stick pan that's about 7 inches in diameter at the bottom. You know, just a standard pan. I'm sure you have it. Everyone has it. Let's turn this on. Let's turn it on to high. So we have to get this pan really, really hot. That is just what you have to do. I can't say words. Because the eggs are going to cook in 30 seconds or less, it has to be roaring hot or else it's not going to work. So get that heated up. And in the meantime, I have my nice butter here. This is some grass-fed organic butter. It really makes a difference. I know it sounds kind of like bougie and annoying, but if you get the best ingredients you have for a simple meal, you're going to get the best results. They really make a difference. So please just, you know, just splurge on the extra few dollars to get the best quality ingredients you can, because it makes all the difference. And I call this elegance on a budget. I mean, you're cooking eggs. I mean, how expensive is that? You know, you got some butter and some parsley, but this can make an entire meal, and it's elegant and lovely. So you see, I put the butter in the pan. I put a tablespoon of butter in that pan, and I am swirling it around the entire pan, coating it, because we do not want anything to stick here. And butter burns easily, okay? So you see how the butter is really starting to dissolve and evaporate? And it's really starting to bubble up. We don't want it to burn. So once it gets to this point where it stops, like, kind of bubbling, we take our eggs, put it right in the pan, set it aside. Now, here's the fun part. So stays in the pan like that. You got to swirl it around a little bit so it starts to form a mess. It starts to, as Julia Child says, this is one of my, it's the funniest words ever, coagulate. The eggs start to coagulate. I'm sorry, it's just so bad, the lighting. And so you let it form and then jerk it towards you. And as you see how it starts to form up on itself, that's amazing. And then just like that. Okay, here is the fun part. So, okay. You jerk the pan in a way towards you that the omelet just automatically just forms up on itself at the bottom of the pan. Make sure you have a plate right next to you. And this is the dramatic part. This is why I love this omelet so much. Okay, so you turn it, flip it. And look how elegant that looks. And if it's not the right kind of shape, you can kind of form it with your hands to make it look fancy. And then you know what? Just add a little parsley on top to make it look extra French and fancy. That is it. That is why this is so miraculous. It cooks in 10 seconds. And then I'm just gonna cut into it for you. It's really just, well, actually, this omelet got a little overcooked because I was taking a long time to flip it over, but it really is tender and soft and lovely. It tastes great. It's just, I don't know. Something about it just brings me joy. It's fast, and it adds a little drama and entertainment in the kitchen, and that's really what drew me in was, the whole flipping over and the way it cooks so fast. So that was just a normal, regular omelet version. I'm just going to take a paper towel and just wipe out my pan because I want to show you just another version of this omelet to make it a full meal. So it's customary in France to actually eat an omelet during lunch or dinner time. I know that sounds weird for Americans because, we're very much customary to eating it for breakfast, and I'm guilty of that. But eggs are a rather elegant kind of food. It's funny. I don't know if it's funny, but it's just a thing. It's just a thing they do. So I'm going to make another omelet really fast. But this time, yes, my friends, this time we're going to add a filling to really make it a nice, hearty meal. So I added my 2 eggs. I'm whipping them up really fast. I'm going to add that half a teaspoon of water in there to really lighten it up. Grinds of pepper. About a half a teaspoon of salt. My cat's meowing in the background, and I just dropped some egg. Whoops. Here we go. All right, guys. This is going to go really fast. Charlie, stop meowing. Oh, well, too bad. Oh, you're so cute. Sorry, my cat really meows a lot. Okay, so guys, the filling we're going to use are these cooked potatoes. I diced up some potatoes. I cooked them in butter and oil and added some parsley. I know my time is up. I'm just going to take 2 seconds. I set myself a timer. Add a tablespoon of butter. Swish that around the pan. I'm really sorry that I'm going over my time. I know this is very rude. I just want to show you this one thing. Swirl it around. Everything is coated. All right, the butter is mostly melted. In the eggs, they go. Swirl it around and let it sit for about just a couple of seconds, just like that. And so now you add, I'm going to use my hands, I'm sorry, but it's just me. You never want to have your vegetables in the pan and then you add your eggs. It just doesn't come out right. So you add your vegetables or whatever filling you're using into your omelet, and then you start to jerk it towards you, and it starts to really form up on itself. Tilt the pan down, and it starts to really form into that omelet shape. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. Take your plate, get your pan, and bravely flip it over. That didn't come out right at all, but sort of like that. Add some parsley, and you are done, and you've got a full meal, elegant, on a budget, and it's French. Who doesn't want that? So guys, thank you so much for spending a little time with me tonight. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you want to get recipes like this, please go to YouTube and follow me on The Thrifty Spice, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You want to know how to have a black belt in life? You need to know how to turn a bad situation into a good situation. It's just the way you look at things. Like this. Or like this. And this. Or this. Or that. And this. Or like this. Or like this. Or like this. Like that. And this. Or like this.
Life looks pretty good from in here. This guy is an idiot. Vote.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back to all the millions of people out there watching. Do not fret. We have the Pumpkin Pie Show coming up next, or a snippet of it at least. What better time to bring the Pumpkin Pie Show back than Shocktober? Yes, it's October. Yes, Halloween is coming up. Yes, we have Clay McLeod Chapman. I thought that you pronounced that Clay McLeod Chapman, and I'm so glad I got clarity on that. Clay McLeod Chapman, what a name. What a guy. Clay is going to show us a snippet of the Pumpkin Pie Show. The Pumpkin Pie Show has been with Frigid for years and years and years, and it is coming back to you on October 31st. But now we are going to take an exclusive sneak peek at the Pumpkin Pie Show. Clay, take it away.
Hey, everybody. My name's Clay. Thank you very much for having me out tonight. Thanks to Erez and Jenny and everybody else. Thanks to you. I'm going to read a short story. It's a ghost story. It's a little haunted ditty. And it's called Nail on the Head. Where did the hammer come from? It's a good question. It was in my house. Therefore, it was my hammer, I guess. Mine now, at least. I mean, I must have gotten it from somewhere. I mean, the hardware store, sure, even though I have zero recollection of ever buying it. I mean, it wasn't my wife's. People simply pick up tools over time, a hammer here, a screwdriver there. And after a few years, somewhere in your 30s, you suddenly discover that you have amassed yourself a complete tool set without even realizing it. So I inherited a hammer somehow, a Breckenmeyer claw hammer. It's got solid titanium head. Titanium apparently dampens the amount of recoil, far more than steel. So it's easier on your wrists. You can hammer away for hours and hardly feel the impact. Yeah. When I picked it up, I was so surprised at how light it was. It had a 16-inch curved hickory handle. It was covered in rust. Rubbing my thumb along the grain, I felt something flake off. I mean, I figured it was just the varnish chipping away, but no, this was crusted. And scraping my nail over the wood, I realized that the lacquer to this hammer wasn't what was giving it such a rusted finish. It was blood. Someone's blood had seeped into the grain, and there was a lot of it. I mean, whose hammer was this? Nobody's gonna mistake me for Mr. Fix-It, okay? But now that I had my own hammer, I felt like I could repair anything, My wife could make fun of me all she wanted, but I could nail anything now. First up was this picture frame of me, Emma, and Billy, all 2 years of him. Emma had already asked me to hang it up twice, so I figured that I would knock it off my list straight away. So, I lined the nail up along the wall. I brought my hammer back and smashed my thumb. Really landed it, too. Everything went blindingly white behind my eyes, and suddenly I know exactly how it feels to puncture someone's skull. It's like drywall crumbling, only wetter. I guess I could see it so clearly. The hammer's bell pops open a hole the size of a silver dollar. You spin the hammer around and you can use the claws to crack that cranium back even wider, as wide as you want. All you got to do is just slip the... I gasped back to the living room. It took me to realize where I was, what time it was, who I was. I felt nauseous. There was this low wattage throb pulsing throughout my hand. My thumb had turned this deep purple pool, blood pooled up below the fingernail, flooding underneath. But I still had that hammer in my other hand. I hadn't let go. Whoever this hammer belonged to before me, I think they did awful things with it. Bloody things. I mean, I know this because whenever I take that hammer into my hands, I can't help but think of doing bloody things with it too. I mean, there've just been so many repairs to do around the house, It's not like I had time to go out and buy another hammer. I already had a hammer. I mean, it worked perfectly fine. Better than fine. I mean, they just don't make them like they used to anymore. A Breckenmeyer? I mean, feel how lightweight it is. I mean, you can pound a nail much faster with it because you're not swinging steel. It takes fewer strikes because of the rate of energy transfer. Your arm doesn't tire out so quickly. More energy, more nails, more nails, more nails. One of these newfangled hammers would have broke before I could even finish my work. The head would probably dislodge, popping off the handle while I'm banging away. And where would we be then? No. My Breckenmeyer was the right tool, the efficient tool. It is an extension of my arm, a mighty fist, because when I held it, I felt its power, its majesty. We've had quite a lot of time with each other the whole weekend, with so much work to do around our house. I mean, there was absolutely no time to dilly-dally, to talk, sleep, eat. No, not with all the walls that needed to be torn down, the spaces that needed to be filled. Not to mention the nails. Oh, so many nails. All of them just waiting, yearning to find their home. I was soaking wet by the time I finished. I was covered in sweat. Sore all over. God, my muscles ached. I could barely lift my arm anymore. But I still had that hammer in my hand. I couldn't let it go. A wisp of auburn hair had tangled itself into the hammer's claws. Funny, I remember thinking, my wife has auburn hair. And I noticed her on the floor, and at first I figured she was just a part of work that still needed to be finished, like a plank with a few too many nails sticking out of it, like a pin cushion. His name had been Edmund. Edmund Pendleton. I know this because I have his hammer. I know it's his because I have seen everything that he did with it, everyone he murdered. Whenever I hold it in my hand, I see every swing, every cudgel, every strike. I feel the ripple of impact reverberate through my bones. The energy of it transfers up my arm, and I know what that moment felt like to him, how soft it was, how hard. What I don't understand is where all of these nails came from. I mean, how they got over everything in our house, the walls, the floor, the furniture. It's all studded with nails now. Sea urchins. Billy is still in his crib. Or maybe it's a stuffed porcupine. I don't know. How he didn't wake up with all that hammering going on throughout the house is anybody's guess. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Give it up for Clay McLeod Chapman and the Pumpkin Pie Show. Pumpkin pie, 'tis the season, everybody. What are you going to be for Halloween? Is there going to be Halloween? Halloween's not canceled. Come on, you can do Halloween in your living room. All right, well, is Clay gone? Yes, I guess Clay has left the building. I was going to have a little chit chat with him, but I guess the mushroom hairdo scared him away. Pumpkins and mushrooms do not mix, although they are forest-dwelling creatures, aren't they? And this is just proof that mushrooms can also talk out of their asses. All right, let's keep the show going before I embarrass myself even more and give Frigid New York a bad reputation. We are going to bring on the next performer, my very favorite comedian, a very funny lady, Veronica Garza. Is Veronica Garza in the house? I'm hearing something in my earpiece here. It's not the weather. Is Clay back? I see that Clay is back. Clay, is that you? Clay. Is it you I'm looking for? I can't hear you, Clay, and that's why I'm singing away. Clay, hello.
Hello.
Clay, here you are. How are you, Clay?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much. And how has your core been?
My core, as in like my central like chakra? Is that what we're talking about?
No. That's what the kids call quarantine core. Because their attention span is so small nowadays, they can't even say full words anymore. So it's just core.
I think I just dated myself. Doing fine. You know, I'm alive. Kids are fine. Yeah. Everybody's healthy and happy in this household.
And where is your household?
Ditmas Park, Brooklyn.
No, I mean, we need the full address. No, I'm just kidding. And you've been there the whole time?
Yeah. We snuck out to Virginia for a little bit, but we've been here.
Cool. And the Pumpkin Pie Show is coming back on Halloween.
That's what they're telling me.
That's exciting. Are you excited?
I think so. I'm a little nervous. It's very strange to do it in these little virtual boxes. So
are you going to wear pants when you do the show?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so. You got to, right? You
got to, and I'm sorry. That was a really hacky joke.
No
pants Zoom jokes are so 6 months ago.
I feel like I would be incomplete if I wasn't wearing pants. Something would be a little bit off.
Yes, something would be off. Isn't it funny that it does make us feel like we've achieved something when we get dressed? And what?
I think you just keep a list of the things that you can do every day, you know, step by step. Getting dressed, that is an accomplishment.
Great idea. I love making lists and crossing things off. There's nothing that annoys me as much as getting a lot of shit done during the day and then realizing I never made a list. So now I can't cross all that stuff off the list.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen to you, or are you pretty good at making lists?
Oh my God. I am a list maker, and I check it twice.
You're a list maker? Okay. I'm a list maker, but I'm also a list forgetter. It's a tragedy. So what have you been mainly doing in the quarantine to keep yourself busy? You say you have kids, so I'm pretty sure you have your hands full with those little monsters.
Yeah, it's a little bit of trying to find time to do work, do a little homeschooling. You know, nobody's gone full on Jack Torrance in this house yet, so I feel like we're doing okay. But yeah, it's a juggling act.
Awesome. Well, Clay, thank you so much for chatting with me. Thank you so much for bringing the Pumpkin Pie Show back on the air, back to the millions of people out there watching, dying of anticipation. It's going to be a great Halloween. I hope you have a great one, and we'll see you on October 31st.
Sounds good. Take care. Be safe out there.
Thanks, Clay. Be safe. All right, everybody. Give it up one more time for Clay McLeod Chapman, the best hyphenated name in show business. All right, we're going to keep it going. like I said, one of my favorite comedians of all time in the world. She's so funny. She's delicious and nutritious. Please give it up for the one, the only, Veronica Garza.
Yay! Thank you, Lucy. Thank you all for having me here again. This is a little weird, not weird because I'm used to doing, the comedy over the internet live. This I get, but I had a set list that I was working on this week, and I had to use it. Actually, I ran out of poop bags when we were outside. My dog took 2 poops instead of 1, so I had to use the set list that was in my back pocket to pick up my dog's shit. Which it's rightfully so. And also he can't talk, but also that's the most clear thing he's ever said to me. Those jokes, everything goes in the trash, right? It's people say it's weird to just like be doing all this stuff over StreamYard, Zoom, Blue Jeans, whatever. And they're right. But also I really love doing comedy like this. But the only downside is now I don't know how to act like in real life, like when I'm actually in front of physical, like existing people. For instance, like I was at a show 2 weeks ago, an outdoor show, and I was just super excited to be at the house. And a comedian said, "Who here has had an STD?" And hype old me was just like, "Right here." I sounded kind of like the Fugees because I heard myself go 2 times. Like that's not like, you should keep that info in the house, V. The way like porn is changed for me. Just anything that kind of like turns me on now. For instance, I had a dream a week ago that a woman put her mask down and blew me a kiss, and sexually, like that's going to fuel me for the next month at least through the next wave, I think. I also I just not being able to go outside. I can't even like do the things outside that I kind of took for granted. For instance, I kind of pride myself in being a gentle lady. I love opening the door for other women, but I can't do that anymore because it's a risk. And it's weird because the part I live in Brooklyn, there's so many families. And I saw a woman recently that was leaving a cafe with 3 kids in a stroller, and she gets right to the door. And I just had to walk on by. I was like, "You're going to have to figure that out, you fertile bitch." Like, I can't make that risk. I can't take that risk anymore. It's weird. I'm in a great mood. This week was my 4-year anniversary with my girlfriend, and that's really cool. I mean, but we're 2 lesbians that have been together 4 years and we're still not married, so we're a queer anomaly. And if we don't get engaged in the next 6 months, I think we're only allowed to call each other special friends, maybe even roommates, but not girlfriends. We need to take that step. But last year, for our 3rd-year anniversary, she bought me a new pair of Jordans. She got me a new pair of sneakers for our 3rd-year anniversary. And then the next month was my birthday, and she bought me a new tattoo. I got Jordans and a tattoo in like a 5-week span. So if I were an 18-year-old boy, I'd be crushing life. But I'm 36, so I'm 2 18-year-old boys crushing life. That is a math joke. This year, actually, I'm showing off one of my my anniversary gift. She got me this awesome Jordan light, which I think is interesting. She's like, because when you get scared in the dark, which is interesting. She got me a Jordan light. It's like, I'm scared of the dark, but I'm also like not scared to fly. That joke is for only the ballers. And I mentioned that I'm 36. Yeah, I'll be 37 next month. Obviously, good reminder for my anniversary. But I don't know if anyone else is over 30, and if you are, you're very proud of it. Just adjust because it gets really weird. And there's a point. I don't know if anyone else who's over 30 yet, if it's happened, where there's a point where 30 hits you, and if you aren't sure, it's because it hasn't happened yet. And when it does, you will definitely feel it. For instance, when we were 32, 30 hit my friend in a very strange way. We were actually at the dark room in the Lower East Side of Manhattan dancing. Juvenile's Back That Ass Up came on. My friend dropped it like it was hot. and she never came back up. She's still there. So if you know anyone in the Lower East Side, please have them check on Gina, because that's where 30 hit her, and that's where she remains. My 30s hit me when I was 34. I sneezed and I pulled my back, which is strange because a sneeze I feel like it's an action where it's trying to get rid of harmful things, but I had the complete opposite reaction. And when I pulled my back, I hurt my sciatica. And for those who are unfamiliar with what your sciatica is, it is the part of your back that gets hurt the moment you have health insurance. Or for me, when you sneeze. I don't know when 30s will hit you. Let's see, my girlfriend, we live together now. It is a great thing. When you move in with a partner, you kind of learn these new things about each other. I think that it's interesting. It's stuff that you didn't know. For instance, she found out that I'm allergic to strawberries, and I found out that she's allergic to cleaning. And there's no type of Benadryl that can fix that or help her fight through. And that is not a passive aggressive joke by me at all. I think it's cool that, like, I'm glad 4 years we're finally living together, and I think it's at a good time because New York City is expensive, and it's kind of getting like, it's maybe in the next year going to change. We'll see what happens. But in general, living in New York City, like, people go through these weird things like on like where they'll want to live. For instance, I know a married couple that has a roommate. Yeah, I know a married couple that has a roommate. And if you're a married couple and you have a roommate, congrats, you're poly and you're in a throuple. You didn't know it, but if all three of you are on a lease, you're together. And also, if you're single, you also, you know what, you can't really talk, because if you aren't dating anyone and you have at least 5 roommates, 5 people in an apartment together in New York City, you're not roommates. You just call yourself a team. I think, create a mascot, have a cool logo, work out some plays, find out who's offense, who's defense. I'm just saying, that's too many people living together. And I'm just excited. Look at all this space. This is my area now. It's pretty cool. And I say that because my girlfriend and I, we first went through the pandemic in a studio apartment. And I don't know if you've ever been through any type of long-term situation in a studio apartment with a significant other and your dog. It sucks. And 6 weeks into the pandemic, I started saying some wild shit. And I know it's cliche as a Mexican, but I wanted a wall in that apartment. I was going to fund a wall in that apartment. I was going to build a wall in that apartment. I was having people sign petitions to erect this wall in that apartment. You see, like, that's how I felt. Let's see. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I will just end on this. Please vote. Guys, if you haven't already, please vote. And I only say that because there are certain places telling me to vote that should never be telling me that. For instance, I'm getting emails from Taco Bell telling me to vote, which should not happen, because when I go into Taco Bell, I've already made up my mind that I'm going to make bad decisions. So thank you. I'm Veronica Garza.
Veronica Garza. Thank you so much. Give it up. Veronica, how are you?
Good. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. I cut my hair. Do you think I look like a mushroom?
A cute mushroom.
Thank you. And that's why we pay you the big bucks.
It looks really good. Did you recently cut? Because it has that fresh bounce.
Yes, I cut it on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
And then my mom saw it, and she was like, she also said, did you recently cut it? And I said, yeah. And I thought she was going to say, because it has that fresh bounce like you. And she said, because it has that ugly poofiness that you get when they blow dry it.
Dang.
That's how my mom shows her love.
That's a mom thing. My mom sent me face masks like over the break, and it was like, what's she know about my skin? Like that's like it's like a very passive aggressive thing to do, but that's what moms do.
That's what moms do. Mine for sure. She's very passive aggressive always. So wait, you guys moved during the pandemic?
Well, yes, yeah, we did. Long story short, so I don't know. I told you because last time I did a show with you. I did your show. We were coming back from the beach because we were in Cape Cod for the summer.
Yeah.
And so we didn't look for an apartment in person. First of all, you couldn't. You had to make appointments. But her lease was up in August, and I had agreed to move in with her earlier this year. So we had to look online for apartments, and we found one, but we had to come down in July, 3 days move, and then go right back up.
So you rented an apartment without ever having physically seen it?
We saw it on one of the videos, and we knew the area because we still had been in the area, which was a risk. I know that's scary.
Great, but it worked out. Like it looked like it did on the video.
Yeah, it completely did. And we kind of made everything different. I have my own little office space. And obviously, if you see all this stuff I have, you think like another adult woman's going to let me put this gear in the living room. No. So I have my own little office. Like I call it my lady cave, which is also, very alluring, I think. But yeah, it actually worked out, and it's a nice space, and we have a wall that I'm just like super happy about.
Walls are good. It's funny because now real estate agents are all turning into like YouTubers. They're like really producing the shit out of these virtual walkthroughs of the apartments. There's music and editing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
zooming in, and
That's how we saw this one. It was on YouTube. And then you end up getting stuck, and you just stay there and you just watch all these YouTube videos. And I need to find one because there was one that the girl just did not clean up, but she was trying to kind of riff about why. And there was, it's some, I got to send you this because it's just so funny. There's some that are a hot mess themselves.
I love those. I'm always fascinated by those apartment ads where there's like a half-eaten plate of food on the bed and like shoes and a bra, and you're like, what? You couldn't have shoved that into like a cupboard before you took that picture?
Yo, there was one that they kept showing little places to hide things, and it was like the creepiest thing because it's like the only thing that fits in there is small children. So like it was creepy. And I'm just thinking, what do you tell someone? It's a very interesting YouTube hole to get sucked into.
Well, I kind of love the idea of apartment walking tours on YouTube because I love looking at apartments, especially when I'm not looking for an apartment. One of my favorite things is to look at apartments, but it takes so much time. So now you can just be up at night looking at apartments you don't need.
Do you go on, is it Zillow or whatever it is? It's just like my girlfriend does it. Like she like passes time. Like she goes in. That's a thing apparently.
Yes,
Just
and I
typing
stopped
in a number.
all the real estate places, the fancier ones that have the apartments in their window that are like millions of dollars. I always stop, and I always will be like, ugh, I would never buy that place. I can't fucking afford any of it anyway, but I'm standing there being like, like this place is worth the money.
I'm like, that was a waste of a porch. And I'm just like, bitch, you can't afford the porch. Like,
Exactly.
I type in the address when I see a very nice place. I'll type in the address and look it up to see how much it went for.
Yes, I do that too. Or if I'm curious what the apartments in the building look like, I'll look up the address and I'll look at the apartments and I'll be like, yeah, whatever, not that nice. Although I can't afford it. My bathtub is in my kitchen.
I hear myself on my gloves.
What?
I do that too. Or I'll see the art. I'll see the art and I'll be like, oh, that piece is ugly. And it's like, you don't own any art, Veronica. Shut up.
Yeah. But I was thinking today that the pandemic is actually the perfect time to move. Because you actually have a reason to look for a nice place because you'll be spending time in there.
Yep.
And you have the time to do it. What else are you doing? I mean,
and good prices. The prices, it's amazing how much of a variety people have right now because it just popped up. I'm sure you could see like the little pin, like when they put on Zillow of everything available in your neighborhood. Yes. It went from sparse to crowded in the sense that that's how many empty apartments we're in Park Slope, and even in Park Slope, people, like a lot of people left.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of empty apartments, and the signs are coming back. It's like, it is like the 90s again. There's signs outside of like windows now saying apartment for rent, or like I went into a store the other day and there was a sign on the door saying apartment for rent in this building. I was like, ooh, cute. But it's true.
That's a cute
It's the
sign.
time. It's the time to move, get Invisalign, any plastic surgery you've ever
Thank
wanted. This is the time to do it, you know?
I'm getting Invisalign next month.
Are you really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have like these two small teeth that I think they moved a little, and my partner, she's getting it too. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get it together.
See? That's what I'm talking about. This is the time to do it. I'm gonna do it too. My teeth are fine, but fuck it. They can
Why
be
not? I'm gonna get microneedled again. I get microneedled. No, I'm coming out like, look, it's the glow up. Like, it's on.
Yeah, I agree. This is the time to do it. Veronica, thank you so much for being here tonight.
you,
It was
Lucy.
great to see you as always.
Good
Where can
seeing you.
people follow you on Instagram? Just shout it out real quick.
Sure. On Veros_got_jokes on Instagram, and on Twitter, find me at Veros_broke, and just find me on YouTube when you're looking at apartments under Veronica Garza comedian.
Exactly. Find her in Park Slope. Tell her how beautiful her teeth are. Then find her again in 6 months and tell her how amazing they are now.
Thank you.
Veronica, thank you so much.
Bye.
We love you. Give it up for the one and only Veronica Garza. You guys, we're going to keep this show rolling on because that's what we do. And there is something in my ear and I don't know what it is. Joey, can you please repeat what you just said? Oh my God, good news, guys. Excellent news. Best news of the night. Your wait is over. Jenny and Amanda are coming to you next. You do not have to wait any longer. I know that's the reason why all of you have been watching this show. So here you go. Your headliners are coming straight to you right now. Nothing else is standing in your way. That'll be it for me for tonight. I've been your host, Lucy Cole. Please follow Frigid on all the platforms. Please donate. Please become a patron. You get stuff in return. You get penguin merch. Hello. We're back next week. Not with me. Next week, it'll be Jackson Sturkey hosting the Spooktacular Halloween special edition of Frigid Fridays while I have an existential crisis. Please give it up for Joey, the Puppet Master. Please give it up for everybody behind the scenes, Arez, Jenny, everybody here that makes things happen. And now we're going to go to Jenny and Amanda. Have a great night. We love you. Thanks for being here. Please enjoy Jenny and Amanda. Mwah.
Hello!
Yay!
No Amanda here. We killed her off.
Yes, we needed the parts. You needed the parts. So for those who don't know, by the way, these two are part of Punchline Loading, which is a sketch comedy group, which has a show later on this month. I'm going to post that link in the chat right now. You two, please introduce yourselves.
Hello,
After you.
No,
After me. After you. You me first? Okay. Well, I am Saturday Lawson, even though I'm dressed as Columbia from one of my favorite Halloween movies, if you cannot tell, Rocky Horror. And I am the creator of Punchline Loading Sketch Comedy, which you can follow on Instagram and on YouTube at Punchline Loading Sketch Comedy. And
Hello. I'm Kevin Gonzalez. I am an actor and writer, and I am Frank, right? That's who this guy is? Yes, I'm Frank for tonight.
One night.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Look at hit the pose. Hit the pose.
Yes.
I had to be very like quarantine chic and go with their outfits when during the laboratory scene. So
keep it safe. Keep it safe. We're all about that. So okay, I am a Rocky Horror veteran. Saturday, you watched a lot of Rocky Horror, I'm sure. Kevin, this is your first time.
I was absolutely my first time.
Tell
Rocky
me your
Horror-
thoughts. Tell me your thoughts.
I honestly didn't know what to expect because the other musical sort of movie, I guess, that I've never seen that she introduced me to was Hairspray.
My other favorite movie musical. And Little Shop of Horrors.
And Little Shop of Horrors. But this was nothing like those two. I mean, a little bit like Little Shop of Horrors, but this shit was like...
Not exactly like Little Shop of Horrors, no.
No, like the effects were so just like it wasn't like cheesy. It was just so like it was just hilarious.
Campy. It was
Yeah,
campy.
I was gonna say,
campy.
yeah, it's definitely the definition of camp.
My favorite part though is that like zoom in from like was it Frank in the Castle? Who's in like
Riff Raff!
Riff Raff.
Yes,
Yes,
Riff
they're
Raff
like
in the
zooming in
window.
and he's just like singing.
He's just there.
Fun fact, I didn't know Riff Raff was a rapper. I only knew of Riff Raff like from Rocky Horror, and I remember the first time I found that out was I saw like some song or something come up, and it was like featuring Riff Raff, and I was like, Riff Raff? Like, I was like, he just comes into the song like, hello.
So for those who don't know, those who like Kevin have not seen Rocky Horror yet, Rocky Horror is a very, very campy musical. Originally was a Broadway musical that got a bit of a cult following and then turned into a movie that had even more of a cult following, where two very straight edge, very square, recently engaged couple, they go on a trip to tell their mentor from college that they are engaged. They get a flat tire. They wind up coming up to this castle that is full of insane people. They are building a human man. There's murder, there's sex everywhere, and it's the most fun, campy musical time you will ever have.
Absolutely. We were even saying on watching it, like, this is probably the one movie that rivals The Room in the amount of sex scenes it has. Where it's like mostly sex scene, like how much sex scene versus movie. Like The Room, I feel like is closer to 50-50. This one's definitely more sex scene than movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Is the movie, is a sex scene.
And you know what other part I liked too was the part where they're all saying each other's names. They're like,
Yeah, Rocky, Brad, Dr. Scott.
That one is so much fun. Oh yes, and The Room. Oh my god, I didn't even know of The Room until The Disaster Artist, and then I was like,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Another great.
Yeah, Amanda is joining us from home or from work, by the way, actually. Hi,
Thank you for
Amanda.
letting us come in.
I
Yeah.
couldn't kill him.
I'm a man and he's duh.
Yeah, so you two are also going to have a sketch on the Halloween movie review night that we are doing tomorrow, yes?
Yes, indeed. We are about to be editing and working on that tonight. But yeah, we, as part of like Punchline Loading, we have a Halloween show coming up as we are both members of the Punchline Loading sketch group. So we're going to be doing a little short like teaser Halloween sketch for our big Halloween show next week. For Punchline.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so excited to see your Halloween show because you guys always have so much fun. Weird stuff that you do, and it's so great, and you utilize Zoom so well every single time, so I'm like, yes, this is great. Any final thoughts on this movie before we turn it over to our musical act of the night closing out?
If you haven't watched it, watch it, and if you haven't watched it and you're gonna watch it, don't watch it sober.
Yeah, that's basically it. Turn it into a drinking game if you would like to. Let me tell you, it's very easy to do. And since clearly we don't have any shadowcasts to watch anymore, find a virtual shadowcast to watch the show with, or just watch it on Zoom with your friends and have someone share the screen and shout out everything, because there's a lot of shout outs. There's even props if you want them, if you want to see it with an audience. But yeah, it's a classic. It's a Halloween classic, and you have to watch it. You have to watch it. Jenny's orders. All right. Well, thank you both for being on the show so much.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Yes, your costumes are adorable. Please take many, many, many photos in them, because that's
we will.
Yay! Awesome. All right. And let me just get this out of the way. Great. Awesome. All right. So our final act of the night. Killer-san, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed. How are you?
I am freezing because I am next to my door outside. But
Oh, you better get your jacket on. Come on.
right? I
Can't
have
let
a
nothing be
blanket
too
on the
pointy
floor.
nowadays, but it's all right.
All right, so I am just going to get out of your way. We're going to get out of your way, and you are just going to have full reign for the end of the show. Right.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you to Frigid New York for having us here. My name is Kilu-san Batista, and I got some friends that are also in the building. I got Tony Santa Ana all the way from California. I got my man, Iro Burgos, straight from Yonkers, uptown in the house. And also my man, DJ Royal. So I'm trying to get my man on here with the music so that we can get this special edition rolling. There's my man, Tony. There's my man, DJ Royal. And there's my man, Iro. So I'm Kilu-san, and it's blessed to have everyone here. We are all fathers. We represent the North, the East, the South, and the West. We all have children. And before we begin, let's go ahead with the DJ. Mic check, sound check, sound check. What's up, Royal?
Check.
Yes.
Good.
Give these folks a little something from the BX, the Boogie Down, where it all started for hip hop culture. Let them know a little something, man, straight from where you from. Let's hear a little something. How you feel?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me well?
Live and direct.
Great. Just gonna toggle back and forth. This is how we do it in the BX. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Now.
Yes, we can. I want to say peace to everybody that's joining us from the East Coast. Peace to everybody that's joining us from the West Coast. To our brothers and sisters in Asia, Africa, Latin America, Europe, and worldwide. To our ancestors in the universal spheres and all the unborn. We're saying what's up. We're saying our peace, our blessings. We pay our respects to the Most High, to our children, to our hearts and souls. And tonight, y'all, we're just gonna get free with y'all. So, got my man Royal in the building. Got my man Tony, straight from California, the Bay Area. And my man from Yonkers, the male ego days when we were at the historically black colleges in Atlanta. Iro Burgos. All right, so let's transition real quick, y'all. It's Friday night. Cheers. Much respect. We're gonna go to Tony real quick to bless us with a little peace. Peace in the pandemic. Peace in the pandemic. So, Royal, won't you go ahead and fade that out for the next track? A little poetry for y'all. Bay Area funk for y'all. My man Tony Santa Ana from Green Cypher Production Collective got his new book coming on. Yeah, go ahead and fade that out, Royal. Now let's get on to the bass. Get that bass track going on. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, from California, my man Tony Santa Ana, Peace in the Pandemic. Yeah.
Let's go. What's up, peoples? What's up, everybody? I'm here to just bless the stage, bless this room with all of you with the piece I call Peace in the Pandemic. You're going to be hearing a musical instrument called the kubing. It's from the Philippines. Happy Filipino American History Month, y'all.
Yeah.
And you're going to hear the heartbeat of my daughter when she was in the womb. So I wanted to bless that with y'all. So enjoy, y'all. Here we go. Peace with you. Peace with me. Peace with us. Peace with we. Peace with you. Peace with me. Peace with us. Peace with we. Peace in our communities. Peace to Pachamama. Peace all around us. Peace to collective energy. Peace to sheltering and working in place. Peace to our families. Peace to their struggle. Peace to their sanity. Peace to physical distancing. Peace, don't get it twisted. It's not social isolation. Peace to we are in this together. Peace to continue deep connection. Peace to the frontline workers. Peace to what their heart sees. We send them peace. Peace to their essential journeys. Peace to those who have passed. Peace to their tamashi. Peace to their transition. Peace as they watch and guide us over eternally. Peace to all that had contracted the virus. Peace to their caretakers. Peace to their healing journey. Peace to all the kind mask makers. Peace to those who lost their jobs. Peace to the bills they gotta pay. Peace to their new hustle. Peace to another check in May. Peace to those without homes. Peace to their struggle internally. Peace to being safe. Peace to their well-being and security. Peace to Asian folks that have been attacked. Peace to the healing their trauma. Peace to more love and kindness. Peace. Damn, right now I wish we had President Obama. Peace to the Black Lives Matter movement. Peace to their putting their warrior souls on the concrete line. Peace to all murdered, lives matters lost. Peace to realize justice, society to shine. Peace to all third eye see. Peace to who all want a kinder reality. Let's take care of each other, y'all. Peace to collective solidarity. Peace to the trees. Peace to the art solutionaries. Peace to honoring indigenous wisdom. Peace to new normal visionaries. Peace to all new births. Peace to new parents grateful. Peace to this new light. Peace to our new baby. Nabilin, nothing short of a miracle. Peace of the pie. Peace to deny. Peace, give me a peace, because peace don't lie. Peace with you. Peace with me. Peace with us. Peace with we. Peace with you. Peace with me. Peace within all of us. Peace equals free.
Yeah, right on, brother Tony. Thank you for blessing us with that Peace in the Pandemic poem.
Yeah,
DJ Royal, what we got right there? Come on, y'all. It's Friday. It's been a long week. The debate sucked yesterday, and I'm feeling my heartbeat, but I'm still looking cute, looking sweet, because I'm a Filipino man that's rocking it with my man Tony from the California lands. Peace to my goddaughter Namalyn, right there looking so beautiful. Peace to Taylor Iro's son. Peace to my daughters. Peace to my beautiful wife Dulcinea de Trois. Peace to DJ Royal straight from the Boogie Down Bronx. Poetry in the heartbeat, y'all. We gonna pass the mic real quick. I got my man straight from Yonkers, y'all. On 1, 2, 3, we got Iro in the place to be.
Let's go.
What's good, Iro?
Yeah, we could leave that. We could leave that sound like that. That's great, Laurel. Appreciate you. Kibu-san, again, thanks for having us. This is here it is. If you find me in the river, bobbing face down, contorted like I was thrown there. It's because I was. I ain't got no business being in that river otherwise. If you find me during your renovation, in rotten bits, chunks, between installation and sheetrock, like I got too close, because I did. If no one can find me, try your backyard with picks, shovels, please, or under the corners of the park, so my son can know the way they did me. Like treasure and trash, to be forgotten and found, and wandered about. Wasn't he running? If you can't find me, it's because of fire, or cryogenic frostbite, or because I've moved too far downstream, floating like a revolution suspended.
You are of African and Filipino heritage. You're guided by Black Panthers and the Katipunan, freedom fighters who believed in our people's genuine self-determination. You have the revolutionary blood of Harriet Tubman and Gabriela Silan running through your veins, embodying the spirits of true compassion for the welfare of the oppressed. You have the soul of Olodumare and Bathala guiding your every move in this life. Shango will fight for you in the spirit world, and Lapu Lapu's sword will cut through any earthly walls that attempt to hold you down. Trust me, they'll come for your fire spirits, and when they do, you'll have all the generations with their hands on your shoulders, ready to set this world on fire. You have the grits of the east side of Detroit and the funk of a Bay Area Frisco Filipino pumping rhythms into your spirit to create your own unique boogie down Bronx dance. You are our beloved Phoenix Augusta Batista, daughter of Cornelia McPherson Batista, daughter of Jeremy Kilusan Batista, granddaughter of Sheila Diane Pace and Cornelius McPherson, granddaughter of Thelma and Anthony Batista. You are our Phoenix, rising in Scorpio. You are the Phoenix, rising in Scorpio. You are the Phoenix.
Yes, indeed.
So that's my daughter right here. These are her feet.
Yeah.
She's dancing with the beat.
Nice.
Sounds so sweet. Thank you, Brother Iro. We stand in solidarity with our Boricua brothers and sisters. Shout out to Puerto Rico and all the Boricuas here in the New Yorican capital, New York City. Hey. Yeah, this is just feel that real quick, y'all. We don't gotta rush into anything. This is our time. Like Auntie Maxine says, we reclaiming our time. It's Friday, hey. Auntie Maxine, represent all the way, hey. DJ Royal, what's up, man? Can you put that up a little? Let's get a little upbeat. It's been a hard week. All right, y'all. Let's go into round 2 without further ado. We're gonna go back to my man from the top, Tony Santa Ana. Yo, man, back in 2004, we did something very revolutionary in San Jose, California. Shout out to San Jose, especially my man, Abe Minor, and everyone else in Dream Cypher. But you got this book, so you want to bless us with a little reading from the book, a little inspiration?
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, it's Filipino American History Month, and you know, as a hip hop head, I just want to thank you to all the Black and Latinx, Puerto Ricans, and Caribbeans who paved the way for hip hop. So, as a guest of the culture, I want to read this poem called, you know, "Scratch of Resistance." Here we go. Mark the tree stump as if I was 12 inches lines old. Confusing spin connects life and death for definition. Hissing, crackling sounds of distortion of negativity of reality. Pass the disc jockey for rocking the crowd so critically. Theorize willingly with notions of fantasy. But fantasy is the next man's reality. Juggling beats, juggling beats, juggling beats, juggling beats, as accepting dual positions of unknown territory. You see, my parents' old school way of raising children conflicts with my modern American values. Mixing and matching sounds hoping to fit in as American apple pie. You see, in this current times of black and white, this bleak image of Filipinx is bottomless. Crawling and crabbing our way to the top. Sure feels great to be helped. You see, the crab scratch stays true to its meaning. Filipinos all over this existence manipulate and create patterns and rhythms of our lives. You see, a turntable is equivalent to a Filipino life. Every flare of emotion reminds and defines suffering of Filipinos struggling for their minds to be set free. Every time you transform it, it denies loss of cultural language. Every time you pull back, oops, it's not another Filipino being subjugated to humiliation. Every time repetitive patterns are thematic, it reminds us to service to our World War II veterans. Every time word cutting is practiced, it defines our lives of young tonight, feeling love because of physical material. Every time you DJ, it reminds and defines us of reclaiming and internalizing magical contributions to our existence. You see, our lives evolve around resistance and pain and frustration, bring creativity and life to 1,200 big ones. Simultaneously, resistance and scratch intertwine to bring birth to our reality. Dream Cipher.
We can't hear you, Killer Sean.
Muted, Killer Sean, you muted.
Don't forget to vote on November 3rd. We got to get this mofo out of the office immediately.
Right on, right on.
Get
Everybody
we can do early voting in New York City. It starts tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We gotta go there, y'all. Mask up, glove up, and vote. Hero, what's up, man? How you doing? I know you got something special to bless us with.
Man, I've been thinking about you all as dads and all of us in school. And so this is really a culmination of the message that I hope that you all want to give, and what I definitely want to give to our kids too.
So Royal, can you lower that down just a tiny bit? Just a tiny bit. All right.
World, I'm following you, so whatever you do, I'll do. There it is. There it is. Right. Graphite and ballpoint run across between the solid cloudy skies with small blue lines peeking through. Ah, Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There it is.
It's a little hip hop improv.
That was it right there.
DJ Royal from the Bronx.
Come on, Roy. There we
Pick
go.
up the
There we
nerd
go.
swag. There you go. Start all over. Rewind, selector.
I'm gonna start it now. Here it is. All right. So the title of this is Horizon Builder. So maybe we should think about it. Maybe not. But maybe. Here it is. Graphite and ballpoint run across between the solid cloudy skies, the small blue lines peeking through. 3 craters on each page rest just to the left of the starting line. We don't know what we don't know, but we can feel it. We can sense it in the middle of the night when it rushes to us and forces us to fall in head first. Take the plunge, as they say. As I have, as we have, into the academy. For what? All sorts of craters and unattended potholes. There is no paper here. Just type, 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 A piece. What do you know? There's a horizon in the distance here too. Just like home. Just like home. Where we don't talk about it as such, as much. But we do it with every head nod and respectfully lowered gaze. With every thankful hand on our heart and half truth about the police state, we do it. Where elders give out advice blocks to build with. We won't get to see it, they remind us. With smiles like the person before last at a relay race. That we have a caster with us. That they put in work for us to be here, and that we have a legacy different from the admissions officer's definition. We're working for long term, somewhere in the far, far distance, beyond our comprehension, really. So our babies can be better off than our babies. Because that's the only way to build this human anthill of the future. What type of ancestor do you want to be? She asked me one summer day in a gentrified Harlem apartment that I had no business being in, where for some reason they never had a mice issue or lead paint or neighbors. Their poems waiting to be written on the horizon. I want to be the ancestor who talks to those poets. The one who tells us how beautiful it looks from there. Someplace where we don't wrestle with roaches anymore. No more loud thumps, slams against the tiles, signaling death and a good night's rest at the same time. And finally, concrete rose gardens normalized on the sidewalks of every hood. There's a time and place for us, the horizon builder. And it is always already here and now. Fast and slow, or flow at work. We've got to have celestial endurance for this type of construction project. As we're caught up in the project with spotlights to remind us that even our homes are public housing. Someday, we'll be able to abolish the owners, and we will sit on the horizon with washcloths dangling over our shoulders, wiping the sweat away from the last long day's work before we pass the baton, with our legs dangling over the edge, looking back and laughing at how the young bucks are, as we are today, so eagerly engaged in building their future.
Pick up that book, From Boy to Hero, Spangly Bonnets. Pick up that book, Dream Cipher, on Amazon. Pick up that album, Nerd Swag, from DJ Royal. I'm gonna end us out, y'all, in honor of Filipino American History Month. Nationwide, our brothers and sisters are recognizing our history. DJ Royal, let's go straight to Coco B. I got a little something to honor my ancestors. I thank you, Tony. I thank you, Iro. I thank you, Royal. I thank you, everybody, especially our children. This piece is called Walang Hanggang. Walang Hanggang. I am the rising of a new dawn. You heard me with the katipunan as an eagle screaming, Kalayaan! I will never be gone. I am Walang Hanggang, everlasting, blasting and decapitating Magellan's head. Lapu-Lapu foreseen many of his brothers and sisters dead on Spanish galleon slave ships that whipped and hanged Gabriela Celan in 1763, continuing the revolt to set her people free. More than 300 years of Spanish colonial tears, writing without fear, Dr. Jose Rizal deconstructed the inferior wall, only to be replaced by the American ball, using our country as a stall after pissing all over the land, lending out their dirty hand, stealing what was clean, stealing our dreams. We thought you were human beings, but through the years we've seen the fleeing of trust into sexual lust, the Americanization to millions of Filipinos, education, political transformation, a puppet government playing the trumpet's note. The vote was always yours, leading to illegal sex tours, multinational stores, Bataan and Carregador, World War II, the Japanese blues. Didn't our people already pay our dues? Resisting again with farmers' tools. We are the hook while a hop, telling General MacArthur to shut the fuck up. With that I shall return, germ mentality. Another historical tragedy, cause see the hooks already defeated the Japanese and established their own governments in Central Luzon. Freeze. History repeats itself for American wealth. History repeats itself for American wealth. President Rojas, Tamac-Saysay, Tamacapagal all had their cards dealt. Spanked by Uncle Sam's belt. Then came the devil's thunder. Under martial law, constantly breaking jaws. The world saw how our broken spirits came together to form a new storm called people power. Marcos's last hour, destroying Imelda's ivory tower, but still like a disrupted shower from the USA, they stayed with military bases that refused to go away. Now nightmares of the VFA, the visiting forces agreement. Agreement? Agreed by US greed. That sent me and my people to a displaced and racist place. We've tasted the blood flowing from Louisiana to Manongs and Mexicanos in Delano. Filavera Cruz, an unknown hero to the labor movement. Traveling goes the spirits, doing it again as communities of color defended the International Hotel. Our housing is not for sale. Put us in jail, for hip-hop and culture is our bail. We're here to say that the truth shall prevail. We can see the last barangay ship on sale looking for lost members. All you got to do is remember, and Bathala will send you ember during sweet November. But in October, beware of the song sang by Mother Aswang. Be strong, my brothers and sisters, this twister will soon be gone. For we are Walang Hanggang, and Walang Hanggang means everlasting. I dedicate this whole piece to my teacher who passed on, Ate Susan Tiempo. And everyone else that's passed on into the afterlife, we say peace, we say rest in peace, we pay our homage. Can I get a peace sign, brothers? DJ Royal in the building, Tony Santa Ana, Iro Burgos from Yonkers, and my name is Kilu San Batista. Those are my daughter's feet, Phoenix Augusta Batista. Phoenix Rising in Scorpio is the next one-man installation, exhibition, production, virtual, immersive, experience, etc., etc.
Let's go. Waiting for it.
We say thank you to the Fridge NYC, Frigid NYC, Horse Trade Theater Group, formerly known as. Shout out to Eris, shout out to Debbie, shout out to everybody, and we thank y'all. Come on, Fernando. Let us go out with a little hip-hop beat, because we respect our time. We know the time is up for 45. We know the time is up for 45. We know the time is up for 45. We know the time is up